my family are artists. Like I was always into sports. When I started with Jeff, I kind of realized, oh, maybe this is like my artist coming out, you know?
This stuff, we had some crazy dimensions. You just don't go down to the local lumber yard and pick the stuff off the shelf. Riley Partridge went to high school with my son, Ryan.
I started right after high school. Jeff actually offered me a job.
I saw something in Riley at an early age.
It's a really hard wood, dense. Got a nice...
I was on the baseball team with Ryan, and you know, on a baseball team, there's a lot of chores to be done, and there's a lot of field preparation, and I just always observed Riley as being the type of kid that'd be the first one to grab a rake and get to work. All right, so we've got a 3-inch by 3-inch leg, and we've got the curve in it, so... When you talk about furniture, particularly when you talk about the dining room table, I mean, that just takes it to a whole nother level. So the dining room plan for the Cape Ann project is very formal. So they've asked us to come up with something here in the shop. So the designer Shelby came up with a sketch, and then we've given it to Eric to try to figure out how we're going to build this thing. So what do you got?
Well, we have a 12-foot long, 4.5-foot wide, 3-inch thick wood table.
Wow.
With curved legs, 4 curved legs, canted in at 45 degrees. So our first concern was the weight of the table and the stability of the curved legs because they're true half circles.
Sure.
So we added a mid-span stretcher right in the center of the legs to hold them strong. And then we also figured we should make this 3-inch top lighter, and the only way to do it would be to make the thickness half at 1.5 inches and add a 3-inch band around it.
So this will shiplap into the top there.
Correct.
And this is what it's going to look like.
And that is what it's going to look like.
It's a good looking table. When you start to evaluate younger guys, you can categorize them into 2 different categories. One is kind of the rough speed framer. And the other one is somebody that takes a lot more care in the accuracy of their work. And that's the quality that I saw in Riley.
Got a little bit more to go. All right, so we've got to make our 3-inch by 3-inch curved legs out of this solid wood. So we need to rip enough plies to get to our 3 inches thick. We first tried 1/8 of an inch. We felt there was too much stress on this, and it actually broke. So we're gonna come down to 3/32, which means we need 30 plies to get to our 3 inches thick.
All right, per leg.
Per leg.
All right, let's get to it.
So between every rip, we need to face joint the piece so that we get a flat edge to run along the fence. All right, got all our laminates ripped up. Run them through the thickness sander, take off another 32nd of an inch, and we're good to go. Every day I come to work and I'm happy, and it's where I want to be. My favorite thing is specifically like furniture or bathroom vanities, cabinets, all the fine detail stuff that you got to get your brain working, and it's not just your everyday put a box together. I like to do curves, and there's a lot of math involved in planning. All right, so we're gonna get this going. We're gonna mix up some 2-part epoxy with a slow hardener, which gives us about 90 minutes of working time from when we mix it. All right, that's the last pump. Now we mix it for a full minute, and then we can start rolling this onto our laminates. All right, so to start it off, I'm gonna give you this first laminate. It's gonna go face down with no glue, because that's the inside of our radius. You put glue on that surface. I'll get this surface. Important thing is 100% contact on this. We're still too stiff to bend this here by hand. So we've got this jig made up with a long strap connected to a winch on that end. When we pull this tight, we have these laminates tight to the form. Center line on the strap there.
All right, you ready?
Ready. All right. So we're almost all the way there with the winch. We've just got about a 1/16 to go to get tight to the line there.
Yep.
Beautiful. I'm tight there.
Tight. Yeah.
Sweet.
So we'll let this sit for 24 hours and we'll be ready.
Yeah, worked out great. I follow a bunch of carpenters and Instagram, Facebook. I'm constantly looking at and seeing different ways to do things. I mean, you might think you have the best way to lay down hardwood flooring, for example, and you see someone else doing it a different way, and it changes the way you do things by just experiencing through online how someone else would do like a specific task. All right, so here we have our tabletop.
Yeah, looking
beautiful.
Good.
Got the grains matched up best we can.
Yep.
We've got 1.5-inch boards ranging between 6 and 8 inches.
Nice.
And we've also alternated the pattern of the grain. So the cupping on this is up, the next board is down, and so forth all the way down. The reason we do that, exactly, they oppose each other. So if one starts to cup this way, the other one's gonna balance it out by pulling it back down that way. And then we're gonna attach our breadboard end to give us that 3-inch thick profile that we want. So again, 1.5 on the inside here, and we'll have slotted screw holes in the bottom to allow for that movement.
All right, so obviously this is the leg, but we need to make sure that we make all 4 of them, and we've got to have flat surfaces, top and bottom. You got a plan for that?
Yes, I do. Well, here's the jig. This is the inside radius. So this leg just goes here. As you can see, it sits nice and flush there.
The learning curve has been much shorter with Riley because he's very smart and he can pick up things easily.
There's a million ways to do a lot of different things, but to balance the efficiency with doing something right and getting the end product that you want is super important. If you need to take the time to do it right, it's worth it.
All right, that makes 20.
It's the last board. We got floating tenons in all 20 boards all the way down. We'll use epoxy again, glue it up, clamp it up. Once it's dry, we can cut that edge off, put on that thick nosing.
Sure. And then lacquer finish.
That's it.
so many people that do such great things, and what happens is that they all feed off each other. It's not like they're competing with one another. They all want to be the best craftsmen out there. Proud of the company and proud of the people in the company, most importantly.